Last season we finished a respectable 9, a very good season for Dagenham and Redbridge in the first season that we had in League 2. Now can we push on with another good tactic and get promoted possibly into League 1? The aim this episode is to get into the playoffs, so hopefully that means playoff win. Who knows? We'll have to figure it out. Hello everybody, I'm Matthew, also known as SamuraiHex. Welcome back to another episode of of Tactical Masterclass, the FM24 Road to Glory, Tactics Tester and Journeyman all in one go. But yeah, with our North Korean dunderhead Nick Witt, who could go on a coaching course, but we've got no money so we can't. Yeah, so we're on the 31st of July. The new season has gone and started, and people have left on free transfers and all that stuff. So quickly go over the transfers and season preview. So season preview is 8th place. So we're expected to do really good. Forest Green got promoted with us 2 seasons ago. I'm expected to be the best team in the league. It's nice to see that Dorking Wanderers are promoted. So even though they got promoted instead of us in the first season, which I think was a blessing because the second season's tactic was not good enough. It would have got us relegated straight away, and they got relegated straight away instead. And missed out on the playoffs in the 3rd season, so 4th season they got promoted, I think, as champions as well. Yeah, as champions. Still Mark White, the owner of Dorking, in charge of the team, though it looks like he's just the manager now and not actually the owner. Has a takeover happened? Yes, it has. I'm quite interested in Dorking because they've literally risen up the ranks of Football League and since 1999, when AFC Wimbledon fans got unhappy with how the club was being run, and Mark Wright was one of them and played for them, then owned them, or owned them originally, played for them while owning them, and then ended up being the manager while owning them, and he's risen them all the way up the league. So yeah, really interesting story. I won't mind playing as them one day. It depends what we get in this save, or in another save, or in a Journeyman for next year or something, because of Zero to Hero coming next year with the women's game being added. Yeah, enough about Dorking Wanderers. We are talking about Dagenham and Redbridge. So, released players from last season: Billy Waters, who had his good season with us, got us promoted, didn't play much last season after in League 2. He's let go on free transfers now at Kidderminster. Naldo Krasnicki, who was one of our best players at one point, was playing often in the first 2 seasons. Then change of tactic made he wasn't being played with the quick pick. And then 4th season, yeah, he wasn't being played again with the quick pick. So in the end, I just let him go. And yeah, a bit of a failed player there, really. Ethan Hartness, a left back who joined us a couple of seasons ago, he's been let go. And Gareth Perrett, just a youngster who's not going to be good enough. And the same with Aaron Williams, who's now at Mangotsfield in the Toolstation League Premier Division. I don't know, I think that is that 7th tier of English football? Step 3 would it be, or would it be step 4? Maybe even step 5, I do not know. But yeah, they were all released, and then people that joined us, because we've already made transfers. So first player, Bless Akelbere, joins us as our DM and midfielder on loan from Barnsley. A young player, small wages, which we're having to deal with because, yeah, we just haven't got any FFP rules. He's joined us, and then we also sold Emmanuel Ozadebe. He was good for us. He did his job in the season we got promoted. 2nd season, he played often, you could say, but Harlem did the same heights as in National League. So Dorking came calling after we put him on the transfer list, and we just sold him. So it's good for him to go. Frederick, a youngster, is going out on loan to Maidenhead. Simeon Knight, he looks really, really good player. He is on loan to Woking. Aaron Corporal, who was unhappy. He joined in the second season in the National League, second season of the game, and yeah, he did average there. Third season he was getting unhappy because he wasn't playing enough. Fourth season he was definitely unhappy that he wasn't playing enough, and in the end we just sold him to Oldham for £95,000. Regan Riley was sold to Walsall for 70,000 rising to 95,000, and I think that 95,000, I think 25,000 or something, is coming in one game played. So once he plays that one game, he'll get to 95,000, or it's 10 games or 20 games, something like that. But yeah, he's gone to Walsall. I would have liked to have kept him, but he said he was going to be unhappy. And yeah, I thought getting the money in while we can, and maybe cheat it a bit by asking for £25,000 extra than what they were willing to pay, but putting it on the one game after the league appearance, which seems to always work. I recommend you do it until they change it in future FM. If you're looking to get more money out of your players and they're not willing to give it all up front or over installments, just do, like, say £30,000 if you play one game, and they end up always doing that or accepting it almost, if you can wrangle it down a bit to what is better for them, but you still get more money overall. So yeah, he's gone to Walsall. William Sullivan was loaned out to Hempstead. Sean Chamber was loaned out to Cheshire, and Elias Poulas has been loaned out to Darlington. And the people that joined, Farrell Brown, who was with us last season, he did really good with us, and yeah, he's joined us after his contract ran up, and he's on very low wages, which is always good to see. Matthew Richards, another young player, has joined us as our DM. Hopefully he'll be a really good player. Better high wages on £1,000, considering we're aiming to be low, 1,000 or lower, so he's on the high end of that stuff, but he's still a good player. Then Aidan Vaughan joins us as our centre-back, left-back, low wages once again, comes in on loan from Reading. Ezra Carrington, our new right-back, he is on high wages, but I think I can safely say he deserves that with the quality he's on loan from Ipswich. Zach Emerson joins us as a striker on a free transfer, as our new striker on a free transfer, and Jason McKeown, you might remember, was with us in our promotion winning season in the third year. He played 19 times, scored 14 goals, and got us promoted to the League 2. And then he was loaned out to Bromley. Didn't do that as good as he did here, but I think he's ready for the step up. And I noticed he was there. I noticed he wanted to come to us. I noticed his favourite club was Dagenham and Redbridge, and I thought, okay, he's coming and joining. He won't reject that if it's his favourite club. So yeah, comes in as our striker alongside Zach Emerson. And I forgot to say what tactic we're using. So, tactic we're using, I always forget in these ones. I don't know why I do it. But yeah, the ultimate counter is the tactic for today. It is by Josh DALY once again, like the last one was. And apparently there's 210 plus goals and won him the quadruple. So if you can do it, win us the double, and also scores 210 goals over the course of the season, I'll be very happy. But yeah, it is 2 advanced forwards on attack as strikers, 2 inside forwards on support as the wingers, a DM on support, and a ball wing midfielder on support as the 2 DMs, 2 fullbacks on attack, 2 ball playing defenders on defend, speed keeper on defend. It's a defensive tactic, and it's got all these little bits added for your enjoyment. So just quickly going through that, it's got like tackle harder on some of the players, which always ends up being a good tactic as tackle harder. I don't know why it does, but it just does. But yeah, because of us using that tactic, we now had to get an extra couple of strikers in, and so yeah, 2 strikers now. Hopefully they'll do really good. So it's the 5th of September. No one else left, but someone did join in. Udoka Godwin Malifi, who comes in as our centre back, right back, can also play DM, can also be trained to be left back, comes in on free transfer out after previously being at Plymouth. So I think, sure, he didn't play much for Plymouth in League One and in the Championship, and he was mostly playing for Swindon in League 2 and the National League. But considering he did have the step up to the Championship, even though he didn't play a game, it shows he's a quality player. It shows he's good enough for League 2. So that is why we signed him on free transfer. And in terms of results, we were entirely undefeated in our pre-seasons. And then the first game of the season against Cambridge, we won. Then we unfortunately lost it in the Carabao Cup against Northampton. Gateshead we drew, Fleetwood and Notts County we won, Accrington we lost, Dorking we then won in Southern Section Group F of EFL Trophy, and Bradford we just recently won. That currently takes us all the way to second. Not bad, eh? And yeah, now we're all the way on the 30th of December. So after the Bradford game, we drew with Brentford, drew with Premier, drew with Exeter. I don't know why I said Brentford. Probably because of Bradford, and I don't know. Yeah, but we drew against Premier, drew against Exeter, lost to Doncaster, beat Bournemouth under 21s, and drew with Crewe, beat Shrewsbury, drew with Forest Green, beat Newport, lost to Bristol Rovers, beat Darlington in the FA Cup first round, and Grimsby we also won. Then we lost to Gillingham, lost to Burton Albion in the EFL Trophy Group F thing, then beat Northampton, lost to Chesterfield and Dorking, beat Morecambe, then lost to Morecambe in the FA Cup second round, and in the second round of the EFL Trophy we lost to MK Dons, before in December going on a good run, being Oldham, Colchester, Crawley, Morecambe, Doncaster and Druin against Chesterfield. Currently we are our 4th place. The only teams ahead of us are Chesterfield, Forest Green and Dorking. 3 teams we've faced off quite a lot in this series so far with Dagenham and Redbridge, considering Dorking were fine with us in the first season, Chesterfield were also fine with us in the first season, and Forest Green were fine with us in our promotion winning season in the 3rd year. So yeah, hopefully they should get promoted alongside us. Who knows if that will be the case though. If we go to season preview quickly, we're now expected to be the 5th best team in the league. So yeah, we are a very good side on paper. Hopefully we can get that playoffs, maybe even better, who knows. In terms of Uruguay fixtures though, we drew against Canada and beat Argentina in friendlies, then beat Paraguay, beat Bolivia, lost Peru and beat Argentina. And for the final few games of the season, final 2 games of the season, which will be with the Mourinho tactic, we have Venezuela and Brazil. Currently we're 3rd in the qualification, 9 points out of 4. It's not bad, but we did get a loss, unfortunately to Peru, which I could see Uruguay winning most times out of 10, so yeah, disappointing on that regard. But yeah, hopefully we can push on, get qualifications for the World Cup, and hopefully by that time we got another good tactic and maybe win the World Cup. Who knows? Quick look at January. We beat Shrewsbury, Crewe, lost to Forest Green, beat Newport, Accrington and Bradford, lost to Tranmere, beat Exeter and lost to Bristol Rovers. And in terms of the transfers, it was quite active, very, very active. We had hardly any money, and we looked like we could get into the £2 million in debt. And I didn't want to get a 12-point deduction for administration, so I started selling players. So come 20th of the 11th, so November time, we sold Joe Gibson, who joined us, you might remember, on quite a low fee from Oxford. In the end he didn't play a game for us, but we still only ended up losing £1,000 for that, which I think is a good deal. So yeah, he's gone to Southend in the National League, at least I think it's the National League. And then we also loaned out Tim Whittaker, then Ryan Hill was sold. We outgrew him, and yeah, we decided to sell him and sold him to Chesterfield for all teams. Frank Vincent, I didn't want to sell him, but Burton came and he was like, I want to leave, so we sold him in the end for £200,000 to them. Matt Penny was also sold to Oldham. Morgan Williams was sold to Walsall. Those two weren't really playing. Connor Panny, who was good last season, was already playing for us this season. We ended up selling for a big profit. Well, he came in on a free transfer, but we sold him for big money. 2 Forest Green, £120,000. Rico Richards, another player that hardly played for us all season and all the end of last season either. Even though he was meant to be an important player, but Burton played another £200,000 for another one of our players. That's good. Then James Phillips was sold. I didn't want to sell him, but £650,000 up front, and then an extra £100,000 if he plays one game for Birmingham is worth it. And so yeah, 750,000 marks is a good deal, and he also 30% sell on face. So if he gets 2020 halfway through 2029 and looks like it's not being renewed, I will redeem that money and hopefully it goes into our bank account. It'll be a few million. But yeah, he's been sold for big money. Paul Zazu, who was another player I didn't want to sell, but Forest Green came in for him. We sold £100,000 to them. And Jordan Graham, who hardly played for us this season, was sold to Barnet. And then people that joined. So first off, Nathan Wood joined before the start of the January transfer window. Comes in because we needed a centre back, right back, and yeah, he comes in. Hopefully he'll do his job. Caelan Vickers comes in as our star player striker. Hopefully he'll be good for us. Cohen Bramwell joins us as our left back. He can also play left winger and a centre back. Then we've got some loanees in. Will Armitage joins us as our loanee defender. And Daniel Nkrumah joins us as our loanee left back, left winger and striker. Tommy Watson joins us as our left winger, right winger backup on loan for Middlesbrough. And Darren Robinson joins us as our DM midfielder on free transfer as well. And to be honest, we've had to pay a lot of money for him, but I think he's worth it. I don't think the current ability is indicative to his actual ability. But yeah, we've paid a lot of money for him. Thankfully, because of all those sales, we had a load in FFP. So in the end, we've got £10,000 to spend. And also because I think it says somewhere here, if the under 21 homegrown players, which a load of our players now are, it doesn't count to that as well. So we've got a load of players that were on the verges of the squad who are now homegrown trained, and under 21. So yeah, we don't have to register them. That's always good. But yeah, currently we are 4th. So I think I might have said that already, but yeah, hopefully we can do well for the rest of the season and maybe get ourselves a promotion. Come on. So, if we quickly look at the results. So, I think I showed you the Bristol Rovers game, which was a loss. And then we beat Grimsby and Gillingham, lost to Northampton, beat Gateshead and Cambridge, lost to Notts County, drew with Fleetwood, beat Oldham, drew with Colchester, beat Dorking and beat Crawley. Because of that win against Dorking, we actually got promoted in 3rd place. So if we hadn't won that game against Dorking, we wouldn't have been 3rd. We would have had to go through the playoffs where we probably would have lost to Tranmere or Forest Green or Gillingham. But we're a League One side, so I think Dagenham and Redbridge have only ever got into League One once for one season, and they immediately got relegated in 21st place if I've checked correctly. And remember correctly from FIFA days and football days, but when younger, but I don't know if they've been in it years beforehand. But I think they're a relatively new club. I think they were formed, Dagenham and then Redbridge joined together, become Dagenham and Redbridge in 1992. At least that's how I say it was. I don't know if it is actually, but I assume it's a merger between two clubs. You seem to get them quite a lot around about that time in football. But yeah, promotion for Nitwit's side. We're a League One side next season. It's expected because season preview, in the end we were meant to be 5th best team. The only team higher than us that got promoted was Bristol Rovers. and the only team really fighting for us in that area was Forest Green. All the others weren't really fighting for it, promotion. So yeah, we were technically the best side. Bristol Rovers, well, not the best side. We were technically the best side in terms of the promotion race alongside Bristol Rovers. Chesterfield and Tranmere weren't as good as us. Nor Dorking. Forest Green were as good, but they didn't get promoted, so we're the better team. Now, if we go to the players, the most appearance player, there are two of them. One is a loan ace, Pulis, who's been loaned out and looks amazing. But yeah, Kovacevic, it was our most played player. Simeon Knight has also looked good as well. But yeah, then there was a Kono Belongo with 40 games. Tavares played 39. McKeown played 38. CB, I don't know why I say CB, it's EB, played 37. And Corrington, who I want to get next season because his contract's running out at the end of the season, he played 36, as in starts. Then in terms of goals, we finally got more than the double, than 9, than like it was last season. We got 4 over the double digits. So McKeown got 21, and Zach Emerson got 20, IB got 18, and Ronnie Stutter got 15. Then in the assists, Akano Belongo got 11, Emerson, Corrington got 9 and 8, and then Richards and Stutter got 7 each. Assists, clean sheets, Kovacevic got 12, and Owen Evans, when he played, he got 2, so it's not bad. And Jack Dixon had to play this season because of injuries to Kovacevic and Owen Evans, and as well as whatever it is, Jamal Blackman all at once. So yeah, he had to play as third choice for a while. He didn't do that good, to be honest, but he's going to be sticking around for another year. Average rating, Zach Emerson was the best player with 7.31 average rating. George King had a good season when he was out on loan. Keelan Vickers, Caben Bramall were also good players. Jason McKeown was also good, but we couldn't expect that with him. Brian Akono Belongo, another good player, and Sydney IB, another good player as well. So yeah, that is enough for this episode. So if you haven't enjoyed this episode, give the video a like. Every like coming my way does help the channel out immensely. And you can subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, so you never miss an upload. You get push notifications and all that. You get notified whenever I upload, so make sure you click that, because sometimes even if you have personalised, you don't get notified for all of them, even if you try and watch all the episodes. So if you watch all my episodes, make sure you hit the all notification things in the bell thing down below. Yeah, I've been Matthew, also known as SamuraiHex, and I will see you all next time. Hex signing out. Bye everybody.